Hello HEMA friends and welcome to this new video. It's been a while since I did a video about equipment, and today I decided to deliver you my personal advice in regards of masks, if you're going to buy a new one or your first one ever. But first of all, you have to know that this list talks about the masks I know and I've been able to try out or to observe being used consistently through time. So there are other good masks around most probably, but I simply don't know them. If you want to buy a mask which is not in this list, of course you are free to do it, but you should, in my opinion, follow this advice. Go for a CEN Level 2 mask. A CEN Level 2 mask is a FIE certified mask with 1600 or plus puncture-proof resistant bib and a more resistant mesh on average compared to the CEN Level 1. So when you buy a mask, invest a little bit more money and go for a CEN Level 2 FIE certified mask. You will not regret the choice. Very good, let's now give a look to some masks I would advise you in no particular order. The first mask is the All-Star mask I advise you in my HEMA equipment guide, which you may find linked above, by the way. It's the coaching mask of the All-Star brand. Its pros are quite a lot: sturdy, durable, relatively easy to clean if you buy the model with the removable padding especially, quite comfortable to wear, and with a price which is relatively cheap considering the mask qualities. The problems this mask has are all about ordering and logistic. Lately, All-Stars seems to not sell the mask directly to all those customers who live in a country which has an All-Star reseller. Now, depending from the reseller and their stock, this may be very good or very bad when it comes to delivery time. For instance, the last time on my club has been very unlucky, waiting for the mask for around 2 to 3 months. And in terms of price, if you are forced to pass through a reseller, you most probably are going to pay the mask a little bit more compared to buying it from the website. You may, on the other hand, pay lesser in terms of expedition fees, which may balance up the things a little. Anyway, a very good mask. The second mask is the Fate d'Armes mask. Fate d'Armes is a French website where you can easily find all you need in terms of HEMA equipment. They also have a line of equipment which is branded as their website, and this mask is part of it. I didn't find this mask particularly special. It's a good enough mask, I would say, with pros and cons. The padding is okay, maybe a little bit thinner on the sides of the head if compared to other masks of this list, but it's not bad. The shape of the mesh is good, and there is a good amount of distance between the head and the mesh, which is clearly among the pros of this mask. I can't say anything about its durability for now, as the students of mine who bought it recently own it only since a few months. So we will see, I guess. The pros of these masks are all about the Fate d'Armes website itself. If you want to buy your equipment from a single website, especially if you live in Europe, this mask is a very good choice. It's a good entry-level mask, in my opinion. The Leon Paul Exchange coaching mask is the mask I'm using right now, and if you have seen my HEMA equipment video, you know that I both love it and, to an extent, hate it. This mask is extremely comfortable, has an internal system of padding that can be adjusted to better fit your head shape or integrated with additional padding sold by Leon Paul. Your head is kept far away from the mesh pretty well, and the fastening system of the mask is pretty comfortable. You can mount a thicker bib on the mask, which helps protecting the neck. The mesh is sturdy and durable. So why I also partially hate it? Well, this mask is full of tiny little things which fall apart every now and then. It requires more maintenance than any other mask I owned, and it costs a lot if compared to almost every other mask on this list, save for the next one. It's a very good mask. I find it even better than the All-Star mask, all considered, but it drives you mad sometimes, and it costs quite a lot. The Leon Paul Exchange Titan HEMA mask is a great mystery for me. I owned one for a few months 5 years ago, and it got bent twice in a terrible way after some standard sparring. At that time, the internet was full of people saying that it was either made of butter or that it was perfect and unbreakable. I personally met people saying both the things back then, but I've also seen this mask used in tournament, absorbing heavy blows without any problem or deformation. Sometimes it felt to me like a dice roll. You either received something perfect or something bad. But it seems that in the meantime, throughout the years, something changed, as the majority of people I know which are using it lately are extremely satisfied by it, and this is why the mask is on this list. In fact, on paper, this is the perfect mask. Beautiful shape and look, thicker wire to add even more protection to the mesh, hard bib to protect the neck, and additional internal padding. The only aspect I found a little boring was the unpainted mesh. While it looks very cool, if you are fencing during a sunny day or under a strong light, sometimes it feels like being under the effect of some weird drag, with flash of lights coming from every direction. Not the best when you are fencing someone, I would say. Now, when I owned it, I fixed this problem by painting the inside part of the mesh in black, so it's an easy fix, which keeps the cool shape on the outside. This mask costs an astonishing amount of money, but if it is true that the average quality level has been fixed, this mask is simply the best one, period, and so it may be worth it. The Red Dragon mask is another good enough mask. It is the same thing as the Fate Dimes one to an extent, because you can buy it on a website which sells many other protections, which is very convenient. The average comment I received about this mask is that it has a very good mesh, but has the inside padding and the fastening system which tend to wear out slightly faster if compared to other masks. Among its pros there is the fact that it has removable and washable padding, which is something very good. As the Fate Dimes one, it's a good entry-level mask, especially if you live in the UK. The HEMA Combat Mask by Gagliardoni is, or was, a good mask. You can find this mask on the Spes website and its price is okay if compared to other masks. It is both comfortable and resistant. The bib of this mask is shaped in a very good way, which offers good protection and comfort at the same time. The internal padding is of good quality too. The mesh is relatively close to the face/nose, so it may be an issue for people with an important nose, as we say, but all in all is a good mask. The problem of this mask is that it exists and it doesn't exist at the same time. Every time I check on the Spes website is sold out. Same on the Gagliardoni/Franchini website. It is always out of stock, save for the S measure. This would be a good mask, for a very good price, also sharing the feature of the Red Dragon and Fate Dimes one of being sold by someone who sells the rest of the equipment. But I suspect that getting it is not that easy. The PBT Warrior mask is basically an evolution of the standard PBT HEMA mask. The Warrior mask has a mesh which protects also the back of the head, so a longer rear mesh, let's say, and also has better padding to protect your head and keep the mask in place. Both the standard PBT mask and the PBT Warrior are two good masks, especially for their price. They tend to be quite durable masks, but they share what, in my opinion, is a little issue. The front of the mesh is less sloped if compared to other masks. The pros of this, let's call it weird shape, are related to the fact that your head is far behind the mesh, so in theory you will never ever receive the mask on your face. On the other hand, the hard change of profile to make this shape possible tends to be subject to more deformations if compared to other masks, due to the shape itself actually. From thrusts because of the less sloped front, which absorbs more than what it deflects, and from cuts where the sloped part connects to the flat one on the sides. A thing which in other masks happens at the welding point under the rubber band, but that here happens in front of it. Now, PBT masks are, on the other hand, extremely sturdy, funny enough. They compensate their design with, most probably, very good materials. That's why it is easy to find out old PBT masks still used in some clubs, even if they look like Rocky Balboa when he screams Adriana. Now, PBT masks are good masks actually. I personally advise them all the time as a good option, but I never bought one, because if World War II tanks taught me something, is that a sloped armor is better than a flat one. And remember, if you buy the PBT mask, you have to buy the PBT overlay, because it's the one which fits its shape the most. Very good, people, we are at the end of this video. Of course, there are other masks out there, but I didn't have the pleasure to use them or to see them used for enough time to evaluate them. I hope that you will find anyway a mask which suits your needs among the one of this video. Thanks for watching as always, people. Remember to check my Patreon page, link in the description if you want to support my work, and as always, see you next time.